Good day. I'm S.J. Peters. I'm the Executive Director for the Plumbing Council of Chicagoland. Very pleased that today Bob Ryan, the former Executive Director of the Plumbing Council, stopped by for a visit. We thought we'd take advantage of this opportunity to have a conversation with Bob to share with you. Bob, welcome.
Thanks, S.J.
Thanks
good
for being
to be here.
Glad you are.
Brings back a lot of memories.
Does it? Good. Glad you're here.
Absolutely.
Glad you're here. Well, for 17 years, Bob Ryan was the face and the voice of the Plumbing Council. Its #1 ambassador, so to speak. So we'd like to ask Bob to provide us a brief history of the organization, why and when it was created, and what its function was and continues to be for our industry and for our contractors, part of the Plumbing Council. Bob?
S.J., from my perspective, well, history tells us it began in 1965, and it was a collaboration between contractors and labor to bring about an industry fund that would promote the plumber, promote the contractor, and let everybody know that we're not cigars chomping dum-dums, but we have a lot to offer in an excellent industry, and it's an industry we all should be very proud of. So becoming part of the Plumbing Council really was an impetus for me to share what was in my heart about being a plumber, more than just out there with the tools and grabbing wrenches and pulling on the wrenches, but they provided a wonderful income for my wife, my family, and I would hope that it will continue to provide a wonderful career for others.
Well, that's certainly the plan. I hate to correct the former executive director, but the organization, I believe, was started in 68.
68,
68.
right.
Anyway.
I know the man that was brought on, Dan
Right.
Wyden, very well.
Exactly.
Knew him as a very young fellow
Sure.
in 1952, starting the first St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Wow. Still going on, too.
Still going on.
So maybe you could summarize for us the difference between being a contributing contractor to the Plumbing Council, that is the industry fund, versus being a dues-paying member of the Plumbing Contractors Association of Chicago. And also, in your opinion, should a contractor support both the council and the PCA?
I think absolutely they should support both, although they're only required to become members of the industry fund through the negotiated contract of both the local and the contractors.
Right.
Why would they want to become part of the PCA? Obviously, the benefits that are afforded. They have classes, especially in my opinion, classes on business, understanding your cost.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Also having topics and seminars on audits.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes contractors get into a legitimate problem, not because they're trying to deceive anybody, just that they're not positive and they sometimes make mistakes. So having audits are a positive thing,
Sure.
not negative.
Right.
Because before they get too deep and can't get out, it's taken care of.
Right.
So I think those are all very positive things to be part of the PCA. The videos they have, the health programs they offer, the health and safety.
Correct.
They have safety awards
Yep.
for plumbers who do not get hurt, and
That's right.
contractors
Good incentive program.
the incentive program. So
Right.
those are all good things that would help a good businessman be a better businessman.
And I always say, taking the extra step of being an association member, you actually have much more of a voice in the organization and in the industry.
Absolutely.
So, thanks, Bob. Plumbing Council programs or services that you are most proud of creating and directing throughout your illustrious career as our executive director.
Oh, S.J., I'm very proud that we began the Plumbers Quarterly
Okay.
through Jerry Sullivan and myself, and I'm proud to say that the name came from an idea I had because, again, plumbers weren't looked at as college master degree holders, and they didn't have that image of we are special.
Right.
We are special.
Right.
And the Plumbers Quarterly says that. It's just like Gentlemen's Quarterly,
Right.
in my opinion.
Right.
Plumbers do a great job. They're qualified, they're well-trained, they're honest. They go into your home, and when they leave, the problems are taken care of. And if there is still a difficulty, they come back and repair it. And that's not only the contractor, but that's the contractor's employees who make sure that that'll happen. So
What about
it's
the
a great
advertising?
industry.
You started, you were kind of the driving force in getting the advertising going.
Well, we did some very unusual things. Ask Your Plumber was a lot of fun.
Still
I had
is.
fun, especially doing the Thomas Crapper issue, because I kept laughing in the course of making the tape, and it took a long time before we got it out, about the Queen's own plumber, Thomas Prepper. And that's a real name, somebody's name.
Sure.
It's just like Kohler.
Right, right.
And the doughboys came home from World War II.
Sure.
And when they would use the facilities, they would go in and out of the crapper because he had his name on the plumbing
Sure,
fixtures.
exactly.
And that's simply the story. He was a genius
Right.
at designing plumbing fixtures, and the health of the world really
Right.
has a lot to offer because of Thomas Crapper.
Well, as a result of what you started with the advertising campaigns, we're still doing the Ask Your Plumber segments. We're still advertising on WGN. We have quite a presence. It's a brand that people recognize. They recognize by hearing it, they recognize by seeing that logo. So that was quite a
I think
accomplishment
it's
on your
very
part.
important that I think once we started the program, we realized that people really trusted plumbers. They were a little concerned about cost.
Right.
And that's still the issue today, 20 years later.
Sure.
But it's an issue that we can respond to because we offer the best employees
Right.
there are in the country,
Right.
in the plumbing industry.
Do it right the
There's
first time.
no better than what's right here in the state of Illinois. And it's do it right the first time, no callbacks, and if there is a problem, we guarantee we'll be back and take care of it.
Stand behind it. Can you tell our contractors why you, personally, Bob Ryan, wholeheartedly endorse the Plumbing Council over any other industry fund that either exists today or may exist in the future?
I think, again, it's a proven fund that has supported the plumbing industry since 1968. They've done an excellent job, and personally I can say that they've worked on both sides of the aisle with labor and management
Yeah.
to make sure that the industry was healthy and vibrant, and contractors submitted a lot of money to make the Plumbing Council go, and a lot of money was spent on our advertising program. I think it was well spent. I think we've proven that we get involved in the industry and more than just making money. We're good citizens. We care about the people we live near and around, and we're involved in our local communities, whether it's church or scouting or any other various athletic programs, whatever it may be. Plumbers in the plumbing industry are involved just like everybody else.
Right. And it's a proven brand. We're planning to keep it and to grow it. We're continuing on the radio, continuing in print, and all the community involvement campaigns that Bob mentioned. And finally, what do you miss the most as a retired executive director of the Plumbing Council?
I think seeing all the contractors, seeing the plumbers, I was so proud to represent the industry for those years, to see the industry get very involved in Misericordia Heart of Mercy.
Right.
And one of our most successful ads was the Misericordia ad,
Right.
stating that we proudly support the good works of Misericordia, and we proudly support the good works of all of the involvement of our contractors and plumbers. And it's been a great career for me. I'm very proud to have been part of it, and I hope that I left it a little better than I found it.
Well, you did, and you left me a plum. So thank you very much, Bob. I'd like to thank Bob for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.